I'm going to talk about some Severance Season 2 finale spoilers because we finally learn what macro data refinement is and how it relates to Cold Harbor, which brings up some interesting questions about who Dylan, Helly, and Irving are refining themselves. Because Kobo explains to Mark that the numbers he's been putting into the various folders correlate to his Audi's wife's tempers. He's effectively created all of the innies she has when she goes to all of these different rooms. So she becomes a different innie when she goes to the dentist's office. She becomes a different innie when she has to write thank you cards after Christmas. All leading to Cold Harbor, which is the end game for Lumen, the moment that will change human civilization. So, with that in mind, that Mark's macro data specifically relates to Gemma, what are Dylan and Irving refining? Helly is Helena Eakin. She's a plant, so maybe we can just assume her numbers don't mean anything. But do they also have missing loved ones that Lumen has kidnapped and they're refining them? I feel like the simplest explanation might be the actual answer, and that their numbers also don't mean anything. They just hired them to give Mark some buddies, since Mark seems to be the most important refiner at Lumen. In Season 2, Episode 7, we also notice that there are all of these refiner lookalikes in this strange room. Like, you get a complete 360 view where there's a guy who looks like Mark, a guy who looks like Helly, a guy who looks like Dylan. So I don't know what their deal is. But if they're actually not refining anything, it would explain why Milchick was so willing to fire Irving. I mean, if he wasn't doing anything, then yeah, just fire him. What does it matter? Mark might be the only actual one they need, which would relate back to the very first episode of Season 2 when there are 3 completely different refiners there after the whole, contingency broke loose. They just don't want Mark isolated so that he can focus on the numbers and have some people to talk to, but maybe they're not doing anything at all.